Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another videos of the paid request. This time for Guillermo. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. And this is for Wild Men, a 2017 film that I don't know. I was trying to find information on this movie. I guess it got finished, but then I had a Kickstarter to try to work on the post-production. Either way, I guess they succeeded because they did get this film out. And overall, it was okay for what it was. Granted, with very, very low expectations. I like the concept where it's trying to be an episode of a fake show, season 2 of Wild Men, that was cut short after 3 days, where a group of people, you have your leader who likes to be called captain, you have your lady who's a skeptic and a scientist, and you have your expert, Bigfoot expert, who's also the brother of our lead guy, the leader. And this younger brother is called Yappy, because he talks too much. So the leader, the skeptic, and Yappy. But there's also a big crew. There's cameramen following them to record the show, as well as record behind the scenes footage. There's the boom guy. There's 2 new PAs. There's a medic. There's like this lady who's an executive producer. There's a lot of characters to try to keep track of. And it's very, very much a goofy, comedic, Bigfoot found footage movie. So no, not everyone dies at the end. I know it's a spoiler, but I mean, with the way this is shot, the way like it's playing out comedic wise, for the most part, you're gonna know that. Sorry if I spoiled it, but oh well. I doubt many people are gonna be watching this film anyway, because it's one of those movies that I would never watch again. Watching it once, like, it's trying to be fairly campy with the way the acting is, the way the characters are, like purposely being a fairly campy group of characters. And there's a part of part of me that wishes the film was a bit wittier, a bit more clever, and maybe the actors played it a bit more real. Like, no, we are trying to film this show, and okay, this is how people would really behave and act and talk, but then maybe with dialogue or other stuff, they do like crazy situations they get in, or it's funny because they act like a real person would. This is stupid, let's get the hell out of here. But it's trying to be very broad, and I keep repeating, campy with the acting. And that could be a bit turn off to people, I think. But if you're into found footage films, you're into Bigfoot films, and you're fine with watching a more goofy, campier flick, I've seen much worse, much worse movies. And once in a while, the actors, they're not grade A actors, far from it, but they get a little chuckle out of me, the way they behave, the way they react to certain things here and there. Like when it's showing kind of a precursor to what's going on, and oh, the tensions are rising, and someone's like got a gun right on them, but they're acting like this. Oh, kind of like a longer skit in a Saturday Night Live show. That's kind of what the acting is trying to be. And so again, the season 2, season 1 was successful. The reason our leader, our captain, is really done well about this because his dad died back in the day, and we see footage of the dad dying where he has no legs. Son, you need to get out of here, run, run. So the leader and the brother, the 2 of them believe in this Bigfoot thing, but you get the idea nobody else really does. The new PAs, they're introduced, and someone off screen goes, man, you guys are more qualified than the people on camera, especially our 2 hosts. Maybe not the third one, the scientist skeptic lady. But the two PAs mentioned how they went to school for certain stuff about that would help on a Bigfoot expedition. But like those PAs are introduced as if they're going to be bigger characters, and then throughout the film they're very much in the background. That's one of the issues I had with it is there's so many characters. It was hard for me to keep track of. Oh well, who's this person? Oh wait, who's this person? It felt like there was like 50. I don't know the number, but it felt like there was like 15 people in this group, and a lot of them didn't really get a lot of screen time. And so when we're like, at one point they split up, and they're trying to get this kind of this camera they had mounted up that takes like still photos. Two of them go up there. I'm like, who are these two? I don't really know who these two are. And it would have been nice if that's the case. Have an opening where you introduce each person, like each of the crew members. Maybe have like a little text to each person. So I'm like, okay, I know their name. I know kind of their job on this, their deal with this. And that could be part of the behind the scenes they're making to maybe put on the DVD or the Blu-ray of season 1, or this all supplemental material made for the physical release. Like they could have gone in that direction. And I think that would make things a bit easier to grasp with the characters. And there are times they go lowbrow. Like you find out that some of the crew are messing with the leader, where they do stuff to make the guy believe there's a Bigfoot. Because, hey, we get this guy to believe he found something, then he'll quit and we could go home early. So they build this hut, and then our leader and the brother think it's real, while the scientists like going, this is ridiculous, of course this is set up. Or they find feces, but, it is what it is. So at times it's your lowbrow, your humor. At times, there's goofy humor that it was so kind of stupid that I did chuckle a bit. Like they talk to the witnesses, and the witnesses are so uncredible that the one witness, the guy keeps changing the story, is like, I got a flashlight, and then the girl, the scientist, goes, wait, you got a flashlight in the morning? Well, maybe it was in the morning, maybe it was at nighttime. Or the leader being deadpan serious of, I've been practicing these calls. Don't get near me. I don't want to get you pregnant because I do this and someone comes out. Like I said, because there's so many characters, it's just hard to differentiate. And because there's so many characters, you don't really get much development on these characters. So like I mentioned the production assistants, the two of them. There's a guy and there's an Asian lady. You think, okay, their credentials are going to be important because, of course, as we know, this is the movie, so we know there's going to be a real Bigfoot some point. So these two, because they got these real credentials, they're not going to be up to the task, and, well, thank God we're here. But no, they really weren't even characters. They really didn't get much screen time, dialogue. They're very, very much in the backdrop. Other than reacting to, man, I'm surprised of how fake this is, how some of you guys set this up. That's pretty much the gist of their stuff. There's a boom mic guy who's black. It seemed like he's only cast to have this one scene where the leader, for some reason, starts talking about, was the leader, or I forget who it was, like they're trying to get craft service, and he's just saying stuff, food that was racist, and hot sauce, and the black guy goes, oh, I got some hot sauce for your ass when we get back. And then that stuff is never touched on again. That doesn't lead to anything, doesn't lead to any other arguments or Maybe you could make a parody of cancel culture. No, that's what I mean. I wish that it was a bit more wittier and a bit more clever with the script. And it takes a bit for it, because it's them, unbeknownst to some early characters, things are being manipulated behind the scenes. Like they did this professor, and then they later go, the professor performed perfectly. He said what we wanted him to say. There's a guy in a suit, and someone finds out, and they get a bit pissed off about it. And then it's until the third act where finally, wow, there is something real going on. They, this is when a few of the chuckles came about. They give more into spoilers. They wake up. There's a tent. They find just a pair of legs, and just the fact someone asks, "Whose legs are these?" Just something about that made me chuckle. Whose legs are these? I think just the way that question was asked got a little chuckle out of me. They find a dead body in the tree, and the meted lady just goes, "Yep, I say he's dead." I think once it really started gauging up a bit, okay, I got a little bit of entertainment out of it. And they throw in a little bit of gore, give more into spoilers, where they find some dead animals. They try and figure out what to do next and how they get out of there. Bigfoot comes out, and a guy gets his arm ripped off. One gets his head ripped off. The executive lady who is being bitchy gets stomped on. And when the one guy gets his head ripped off, he was the director. And like, oh, who's going to direct now? And long story short, the leader's like, hey, we find some of his essence in a cave, coated on me. They attacked it. One kind of stabs it with a stick, and Bigfoot kind of falls off screen. The lead guy, who was a distraction, got bopped on the head. Blood comes out. He does a bit of speech. He dies. Then cut to probably the wittiest part of the film is advertising a new show, Killing Bigfoot. Coming from the team that actually found Bigfoot and killed one. And you see the younger brother, the scientist skeptic, and the two PAs come out with weapons, killing Bigfoot. I'm like, I'll watch that show. That was more clever than most of the rest of the movie. And again, I don't know if it was because of, I would say the budget, but there's a lot of lower budget films, like found footage films, that I thought was a bit wittier. I think one was called They're Watching, or They're Always Watching. I thought that was a bit more clever. You know, films, what was it? I always forget the name of this stuff because I'm bad with names. Butterfly Kisses were definitely better written. Like I said, I kind of wish the acting was a bit more real, so that the reactions could be funnier when crazier stuff happens. But it's more broader, campier acting, and it's one of those things where at times it looks production value wise like what people would do on YouTube. And that's the thing, maybe if this was like something that was released on YouTube for free, it'd be more willing to watch it. But if you're actually going to have to pay for this, it's like a bit harder to be that kind on it. I don't know. It was just a goofy, silly Bigfoot found footage film. There's not a whole lot of those type of stuff. There's a lot more serious Bigfoot found footage films, which is crazier. You think it'd be the other way around, but no. There's a lot more serious ones than goofy ones. So I appreciate them trying to take a little bit of the piss out of that, and these type of survival shows that are made. But again, I think there's a lot more that could have been milked out of that. Let's say the acting is not the best. It just is. There's a lot more that could have been done with it, and at the end of the day, like I didn't hate the film. I got some smirks here and there. If you watch a clip or a trailer in Wildman from 2017, you kind of get the gist of what the whole tone of it is, and that'll tell you whether if the tone just if you're not into it. Actually, let me see. Is there even a clip of it on YouTube? Now that I think about it, Wildman 2017. Let me double check. Is there even? That's why it's hard to review because I mean you buy or rent it, but I mean there's Wildman from 2022. There's The Wild Man, which is a different one. So yeah, I don't even know if you can even find a trailer on YouTube now that I think about it. No, it's more of this other one from 2022, which is a different one. Okay, from Osiris Entertainment. Wildman trailer from Osiris Entertainment. Pretty much if you type Wildman 2017 trailer and with the filters you go under 4 minutes, there's from Osiris Entertainment a 2 minutes 6-second trailer. That pretty much tells you the tone of the movie. Like, so again, I don't hate the film, but I don't think I would ever watch it again. Maybe because I've seen a lot worse found footage movies. This was okay, it's goofy, it's campy, it's silly, it's stupid, but once in a while there's a little bit of a dumb charm to it. But overall, it's harmless. But at the same time, I don't know if it really be anything worth paying for. So with that said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.